Hey, this is Adam.
And this is Baker. Welcome to the At Home Dad Show.
This is our podcast for stay-at-home dads, guys taking on the challenges of raising a family while also encouraging and supporting their wives and their careers.
The stay-at-home dad is trending right now in historic numbers as we break away from that stereotypical Leave It to Beaver family of the 1950s and welcome in the modern family of today. One that embraces breadwinning wives and the dads who stay at home with the kids.
This switch from traditional family norms is happening for many reasons, but primarily women continue to climb higher in the workforce, taking on more demanding, higher income careers. So sometimes it makes economic sense for dad to pull full-time kid duty.
As does in my case.
Mine too.
But with this role reversal also comes challenges for both moms and us dads. On this show, we address these struggles while also examining the benefits that having a stay-at-home dad can provide for the entire family.
Now we're going to play for you our very first show.
Dun, dun, dun.
Recorded with one mic in an echoey room. We've since gotten our podcast act together, and you'll hear a noticeable improvement in quality, starting with episode 2.
Yeah, not so much with this episode, but with the next one.
Yeah, for sure.
So sit back and take in the mediocre sound quality of the At Home Dad Show's episode 1. He's counting me in. 3, 2, 1. Hey, I'm Baker.
I'm Adam.
And we are stay-at-home dads.
Yes, we are.
And you work.
I work at home.
Right. And I don't.
But you're very busy.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time.
So we were talking about whether you work in the home and what that means.
What does in the home mean? I work in the home?
So I've heard that term before, talking about possibly a stay-at-home mom, and you don't want to denigrate all the work that goes into being a mom, so you don't say, she doesn't work. You say, she works in the home.
Okay, so I work in the home and you work at home.
Work at home.
Okay.
Now that we have that figured out.
Right, and we both have families, and our wives are both successful, and so this is what we do.
And here we are on Tuesday at 11:15 in the morning.
Right.
Enjoying a Mediterranean bowl.
We just had lunch at 10 o'clock.
And some alkaline water.
So did you shower today?
I showered today, but I don't want to make that sound like that's a normal thing.
You don't shower every day?
I shower almost every day, but I don't shower every morning. A lot of times I like to sleep right until that last possible second.
Right.
That I can get the kids up and get them fed and out the door. And today, since I knew that I'd be coming here and seeing another person
Right.
Who has a sense of smell, I hopped in the shower.
Nice.
How about you? Did you shower today, Baker?
I did not.
Congratulations.
I showered yesterday
Okay.
before yoga.
You still have the yoga glow. I can see it.
I actually still have my yoga pants on from yesterday's yoga class.
My goodness. Did you sleep in them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're also they're prana pants, and I don't know if you know about prana pants.
Piranha?
No, prana, P-R-A-N-A, and they're the best pants.
Really?
Really? Look at them. They're
Hold on. Are they better than Lululemon?
Yes, because they're not as tight.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're loosey. They're like sweatpants, but they look nice. You can actually wear them with a sport coat.
They're like tailored?
Yeah, they feel good.
Yeah, they look good.
So
They look sharp.
yes, so we are going to explore the art of being a stay-at-home dad and sort of what that means. We're going to look at some of the hardships, possibly, right? And some of the the stigma that is attached to being a stay-at-home dad.
Yes.
Oftentimes people say, "What do you do?" And I go, "I'm a stay-at-home dad." And then they sort of look around the party if there's someone else that they can talk to.
Do people ever say you're joking?
No.
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 No. Because you're
No,
sincere about it.
they feel sad, I think.
Sad?
I think so.
You mean jealous?
I have friends that are jealous. So the thing is,
Sure.
there's certain people you can't bitch about this to.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, "What? You stay home all day?
Yeah.
What do you do?" Well, I make breakfast, I get them out the door, and then I do laundry, and I clean up the house, and I do whatever else. There's always a list of stuff that needs to get done.
Absolutely.
And then 2:45, you head off to school to pick up the kid, and I'm a hockey dad, so I'm bringing them schlepping around town for hockey, so there's always something going on.
Yeah, you and Sarah Palin. So what were you saying earlier about supporting?
Don't ever compare me to Sarah Palin ever again. That's horrible.
To support your wife in her professional life.
Yes.
Take some pressure off.
Yes, because she has a very difficult job. She's in the entertainment industry, and she works long hours sometimes. And so my job is to sort of take that pressure off her so that she can flourish.
Right.
And as a team, when you get into a marriage, you're a team. And I believe that it's my job to make sure that she's able to fly and soar. Not to say that I didn't have a successful career. I was an actor. I did 200 episodes of TV. I've edited reality shows, and I could get back into either of those.
Yeah.
That would then cause a problem because I would be away from my son, and then we'd have to hire a nanny or something. And at this point, I don't want to work to pay a nanny and then not spend time with them.
Yeah.
Because editing jobs sometimes last until 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. So I'd come home, say goodnight, kiss him. He'd already be in bed, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
your line of work doesn't lend itself to, maybe 4 hours in the middle of the day. You're kind of in it to win it if you're on a project, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of how the entertainment industry tends to work in general.
And what do you do? Explain to everyone at home.
Right. So, I work for an events company. We put on weekend events. So during the week, I'm doing a lot of customer service, general event production, just getting people set up for the event on the weekend. And
what kind of events? Movie openings? What, like skate parks? What kind of events?
Should I be less vague?
Yeah, it seems like you're like skirting the issue.
Yeah, I'll be honest. This is my first podcast, and we just got to open up.
Well,
right?
I think that's how, we're opening up. We're letting it out.
So the company's called Speed Ventures.
You don't have to get that detailed. Now you're promoting your company.
Right. It's an S corporation.
Okay.
No.
Tax ID number 2705538.
So we do auto racing events. I was a customer before I was an employee, but I am still a customer as well. I like to drive race cars on the weekend. And
what kind of car do you have?
I have a Miata.
Ooh, is it fast?
It's very fast in the corners. Yeah.
But in the straightawaways, what do you top out at? Well, 75, 80?
So with a draft, 127.
127. Nice.
That's right.
In that little car?
It's so funny.
It's got to feel like 227.
Whenever I tell someone that I race, that's the first question. What's the top speed?
Yeah.
And
well, isn't that what it's about?
No, it's about who crosses the finish line first.
Yeah, but doesn't top speed have something to do with that?
I think average speed has more to do with it than top speed.
Probably.
Right? And so that's the thing about the Miata is you can carry so much more speed in the corners because it's light and agile.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas the Mustang gets into the corners and he's got to go a lot slower to get through. I don't use the brakes.
You don't?
Barely.
Really?
So anyway.
Is it a convertible?
Yeah, they're all convertibles.
So the wind's just in your hair, in your helmet?
No, there's a hardtop.
Oh, hardtop. Okay. I just wasn't sure if you were going with it.
So I do event production at home. It's supposed to be a part-time job, but we're chronically understaffed, so I tend to work more than I would like to. And actually, I mean, not dovetailing with what we're talking about here, my wife would like more from me on the home front. She would like more of that support.
Ooh.
So for her, she's like, it's great that you work, but there are things that need to be done that I can't do while I'm at work, and it would be great if you could be able to do those things. And I would like to be able to do those things. Sure. And we're working towards that end. Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll be with you on this journey as you work towards that end.
We're all on a journey together, aren't we?
Right.
All right, so let's. We had something that we wanted to go over that I came across today on Facebook.
This is genius, by the way. You found this on. I hate the Facebook. But
yeah,
go ahead.
I hear you. But somebody posted an extract from a 1950 home economics book.
What's it called?
It's called Tips to Look After Your Husband.
Ooh.
Bullet point number 1: have dinner ready. Plan ahead, even the night before, to have a delicious meal. On time. This is a way of letting him know that you've been thinking about him and are concerned about his needs. I love this. Most men are hungry when they come home, and the prospects of a good meal are part of the warm welcome needed.
The warm welcome needed. Oh my goodness.
And it reminds me, before we move on, this reminds me of another segment that at the end of each show we're going to do, What the Fuck's for Dinner.
What the fuck's for dinner?
Yeah.
Every single night.
Seriously.
What are we going to do?
What are we going to
eat?
We
got the same 8 places that we get takeout from, or we go out, or we got the same 5 or 6, 8 things that we cook.
Are you on Uber Eats or Postmates yet?
Eat24.
Eat24.
Well, it's just similar.
Do you find that it
Uber
helps
Eats is like for McDonald's, and we don't eat McDonald's.
They do everything.
They do everything?
Oh, yeah, they do everything. All right, moving on.
So the second one is prepare yourself. Take 15 minutes to rest so you will be refreshed when he arrives. Touch up your makeup. Put a ribbon in your hair and be fresh looking.
Just generally be fresh looking, okay? Baker?
Which I am not right now. I do not. I'm greasy and shiny. I look like a glazed donut. He has just been with a lot of work, weary people. Be a little gay and a little more interesting. His boring day may need a lift.
There's
But
so
sad
much.
times.
There's so much going on in there. I don't even know where to start.
He's been with such horrible, boring, bland people that when he comes home, you have to look fresh.
And his job is just deadly boring.
Right?
Whatever it is he does.
Well, my wife comes home. She laughs all day long. She's a writer for television, and she
Yeah.
laughs all day long. And sometimes she comes home and she cries. But mostly, she laughs. And Jenny, does she like her job?
She likes parts of her job.
Right.
And I may be putting words in her mouth, but she's very good at it.
Yeah.
And I think that there are parts of it that she's good at it, and I think that there are parts of it that are very fulfilling for her because she's in finance. She's a financial advisor.
Right.
And she really enjoys, especially being able to come to a family or a couple and say, look, this is what you've got. This is what you're doing. This is your outlook. And especially if it's good news, she can just see people take a deep breath and relax and say, hey, we got this. And that part of her job is very fulfilling. I think actually the most difficult part of her job is having to be at her desk at 7 a.m.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's early.
That's way too early for me. My yoga doesn't start till 9:30.
But I find that if I put a bow in my hair before she comes home,
And you look fresh?
goes a long way.
Dude, we need to do this. We need to look fresh and put ribbon in our hair.
I know.
And be a little gay.
Just a little.
Okay.
I like this one. Prepare the children. Take a few minutes to watch the children's hands and faces, if they are small. Comb their hair, and if necessary, change their clothes. They are little treasures, and he would like to see them playing the part.
Oh my goodness.
What the fuck does that mean?
How fake bullshit is that?
Playing what part?
Playing the part of a little happy, clean little child?
So the first thing that jumps out to me there is that it's assuming that dad doesn't really want to see the kids.
Yeah.
He wants to see
Stepford
He
kid.
wants to see the concept of his shining, bouncing little baby boys and girls, not who they really are.
Now that you have a bow in your hair, and
the
kids
little
are
faces are nice and clean.
and their hair's been combed.
Yeah.
So they look presentable.
Yeah.
And then now they're little treasures that he can enjoy.
Yeah, but and deeper that he doesn't. Playing the part. He doesn't care who they really are. He doesn't want to see the struggles they're going through, or he doesn't want to, heavens forbid, have them throw a tantrum when he's at home.
When I pick my son up from his summer camp, and he's dirty, he's got that dirt, in the neck and the feet and the arms, and that he's just been running and playing and is being a boy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I would not wash that off.
Right.
And put him in a nice little outfit and comb his hair so when mom came home, this is who he is. And he had fun being that.
I mean, I think the big difference here is when you get home from work or you come home from wherever you were, I mean, you actually want to see your kids.
Yes.
You don't just want to see a postcard
Of who they are.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
A Norman Rockwell painting of who they are. Minimize all noise. At the time of his arrival, eliminate all noise of washer or vacuum. Try to encourage the children to be quiet. Be happy to see him. Greet him with a warm smile and be glad to see him.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you have to put this in writing, that to be happy and to greet him with this nice warm hug and open arms when he comes home.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to come home and see you vacuuming.
Yeah.
Get that shit done before.
Maybe the kids don't even want to see him come home that much, so it's Mom, make sure they at least pretend they want to see him come home. Right?
Button it all up. When Gemma comes home, I've got music on, and we're dancing around, and we're out in the street playing hockey or doing something silly, getting dirty, and having fun. That's
Love it.
Weird. Times have changed. All right.
Some don'ts. Are you ready?
Yes.
Don't greet him with problems or complaints. Don't complain if he's late for dinner. count this as minor compared to what he might have gone through in his day.
Oh my goodness, so many assumptions.
Make him comfortable. Have him lean back in a comfortable chair. Suggest he lie down in the bedroom. Have a cool or warm drink ready. Arrange his pillow. Offer to take off his shoes. I like this. Speak in low, soft, soothing, pleasant voice. Allow him to relax and unwind.
Arrange his pillow and offer to take off his shoes. Oh my goodness. Listen to him. You may have... I can't read what this
looks like with some kid.
You may have a few things to tell him. Make the evening his. Never complain if he does not take you out to dinner or to other places of entertainment. Instead, try to understand his world of strain and pressure, his needs to come home and relax. And the goal? Try to make your home a place of peace and order, where your husband can renew himself in body and spirit.
I don't mind the goal. I just don't like how we got there.
It's such a... we're living in such different times now. The fact that, like, it feels like such a facade. And I guess that's what everything was back then, was a facade. Like...
I wonder...
Like who you are at work and you come home and you have to like prop him up and do things for him because he had such a hard day.
Yeah. I
can't imagine doing that. We should try that.
It'd be really interesting to have like a sociologist on to talk about the 50s and the 60s, because that's what we think of as the 50s is, Leave It to Beaver, the perfect American family. Is that just the concept that we now associate with that decade? How accurate is it? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I think it was accurate from a facade point of view. I think that that's what everybody wanted to portray. Because I know that my mom grew up in that very sort of home. But, both parents were alcoholics. But when they were sort of out in the world, they would have to go put on their pretty little dresses.
Yeah.
And pretend like they were the happy family. And nobody knew about the horrors that were going on in the house.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. My mom's family was similar. My grandfather was a lawyer, and there were 4 kids at home. And when he came home, dinner had to be on the table, and then he went and read his newspaper and
had a scotch,
and didn't interact that much with the kids really. So,
yeah. So I you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a bullet point out of this, and someday I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
But the thing is she might really like it.
See what happens if you offer to take her shoes off.
Right, and prop her pillow up. And give her a warm or a cold drink. And talk in soothing tones.
I am definitely going to talk in soothing tones. And I'm not going to bother her with my petty little worries of the day. I'm sorry.
All right, so I guess, with all of this comes, not so much, I think, for you, but more for me, haters. Like there was an ABC News clip that I saw on YouTube where a guy who worked at Facebook stayed home to raise his kids, posted it on Facebook, and the haters came out and they just lashed on him. And they said, one of them even said, "Too bad that you can't make as much as your wife so she can stay home."
That comment assumes that she doesn't want to work.
Right.
Or doesn't want to have a career.
Right.
Right.
And women do.
Sure.
Just as much as men do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so however the cards sort of fall, whoever sort of rises up, I think, you help them in whatever way that you can. And if you really feel that you need to be out there and have a job and come home and split lumber, then, then do it. But just be prepared to not be around your kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Have someone else raising them.
It takes all kinds, man. Some people identify their self-worth with their career, or they have great aspirations or ambitions for in the working world, and that's great. More power to them. But I also think that it's completely reasonable to have aspirations to have a family where you spend a lot of time with your wife and a lot of time with your child or children.
Yeah.
I think that it's slowly becoming more common that people realize that that's a legitimate ambition.
Yeah.
To really invest time in your family, and that doesn't mean that you are a deadbeat because you aren't putting in the long hours at a career. No one on their deathbed says, I wish I would have spent more time working and less time with my family, right? So, I mean, and it comes down to an economic decision, too, as we were talking about earlier. Having a nanny is not cheap.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. And, I mean, why not look at it from an economic standpoint and say, is it worth it for me to maybe make a little bit more than I'm going to pay the nanny, but not be home and not be able to take your kid to hockey practice, not be able to show up for community in the morning at school and see your kid, sing some silly song. Right. I love the flexibility to be able to be there to see all that because, it's I can't believe my kid's going to be 10 soon. Double digits, bro.
That's scary.
Yeah.
And pretty soon they're not going to want to be around you.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon they're going to be out of the house and we're going to be empty nesters. And then
what are we going to do?
We're not going to have a podcast.
Are we gonna have then will we go back to work?
Well, but then I'm 60, and then what do you do?
Yeah.
Am I gonna go edit reality and with a bunch of 25-year-old kids?
I'm really banking on this podcast to go.
Well, we'll get some sponsors and hopefully it will. So I think that this is what you can expect. I think there'll be some guests. Mm-hmm. We've got a whole list of some stay-at-home dads.
Yeah, we've got a great list going of dads who either currently work in the home, currently work at home.
Okay, this in-home, at-home thing again?
Previously did not work and now do work.
Right.
Previously worked and do not now work. So
we
can kind of get the both ends of it and see, what the pros and cons are from their perspective. And I look forward to speaking with all those folks.
Yeah, and we'll bring them to you every podcast.
That's right.
We don't know how often it'll be.
I think we should shoot for weekly.
Is bi-weekly? Does bi-weekly mean
twice a week?
It means twice a week. It doesn't mean every 2 weeks.
Correct.
Okay, I just never knew that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So semi-weekly would be every 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
See? Yeah. Thank you for bringing that. Yeah. Actually, now I have. This has been good quality time for me today.
If that's all I've
learned a little bit.
I think we should shoot for weekly.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's kind of as infrequently as you can do a podcast and still maintain your audience.
Sure.
So before we go, what the fuck is for dinner?
What the fuck's for dinner?
Every single night.
For real?
I don't know. What are you going to do? What'd you do last night? Let's start there.
I actually know it's tonight. Last night...
Oh, God, I'm so envious of you.
Last night I made grilled cheese and tomato soup. That's a bit of a go-to. We tend to have those makings around.
That's a lunch.
We get that.
That's a lunch.
It's a delicious dinner.
You're phoning it in.
It is a delicious dinner. You get the box of the tomato soup from Trader Joe's.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
It's really good. Warm it up. And,
it's really good. It's a lunch, though.
I don't know. You're putting labels on things.
Which we don't do here. This is a label-free zone.
Tonight we are having a couple friends over. The daughter is vegetarian.
Right.
And I'm going to make black bean and cheese burritos for the kids.
Ooh.
And
you did that for us.
And then we're going to order in, that's a go-to as well.
That's a go-to.
And then we're going to order in Indian from the new place that's across from us.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
And some saag paneer going on, some chana masala.
Oof.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe a papadum or two.
Oh, gosh. Some Noor? Robbie?
Some what?
I don't know.
Who's Robbie?
I don't know. We'll have him on the show. Olin has hockey tonight, so he gets done at about 7:15. So we'll probably end up doing either a ramen place.
Oh, God, I love ramen.
But there's a lot of carbs, so...
Is there a
being a
specific
stay-at-home
ramen?
dad, I'm trying to do yoga and cut carbs. Mm-hmm. Something quick, because then by the time he gets home, he's cooked.
That's too late to cook dinner at home.
Right.
You're just going to pick something up.
Right. So it's sort of, but now it's deciding what to do. So again, what the fuck's for dinner? We will have this exchange at around 7 o'clock when she's getting off work.
Yeah.
And we're trying to figure out what the fuck's for dinner.
Go with the ramen.
Let's do it.
I like it.
See you next week.
All right. See you next week.
Later. How do you end it? Like this?
That. With the music comes up.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
So there you have it. Episode 1 of the At Home Dad Show.
Hit us up on Twitter or Instagram @HomeDadShow or drop us an email, hello@homedadshow.com.
See you next week.
See ya.